My father thought he could get away with putting stuff in my food. It all started when I got a full-ride scholarship to Germany at a very prestigious school. Well, my dad came to me and said, "How could you abandon the family? We need you here more than ever, and you're gonna run away across the globe to go to some country that's not where you live." I said, "Dad, this is the only opportunity I may ever get in life to extend my knowledge and do what I want to do, follow my career and dreams." So, mysteriously, after that conversation, I started getting really sick. And it happened every single time I ate at home. When I went over to my grandma's house, I felt fine the next day. No sickness, nothing. So it leads me to believe my dad is poisoning me. And you know what? I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. Every time I eat at home, my Crohn's relapse with surgical precision. When I eat identical meals at my grandma's, Becca's place, 10 minutes away, nothing. I just found out why. Guys, I'm 25 and male, and I need to document this whole timeline because it's fresh. My lawyer says specifically, the time matters. I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease January the 15th, 2025, after 6 months of mystery symptoms that nearly killed me. I did an elimination diet to see what was causing it and reintroductions. Wheat and nightshade vegetables, especially potatoes. When I avoid them completely, I achieve remission within 72 hours. But here's where it gets really dark. So the pattern of the timeline. In around May 28th, I told family about my acceptance to a master's program in computational linguistics at University of Hamburg. Full state funding through the Kentucky-Germany Academic Exchange Initiative. Terry, which is my father, his exact words were, and I quote, "You're not equipped for this. Something unexpected might stop you." May 30th, 2025, 6:45 a.m. First major flare after 6 weeks of remission. I ate mom's safe bowl of food the night before. And about a week later, 11:37 p.m., can't sleep, went for water, and Terry was standing at the kitchen counter in complete darkness. Motion sensor light triggered as I entered, and he was holding my blue thermos, tipping fine white powder from a small envelope, and when he saw me, he said, "Oh, couldn't sleep either. Making you protein powder for tomorrow." Guys, I don't use protein powder. The thermos contained almond milk that I prepped earlier, and the powder dissolved instantly with no residue. So, a day later, 7:15 a.m., I drank the almond milk, no taste was different, and by noon, rectal bleeding, hemoglobin dropped to 7.2, and emergency transfusion was needed. The control test I ran. Week 1. I ate exclusively at Grandma Becca's, 0 symptoms, hemoglobin climbed to 11.8. June the 12th. Single meal at home, mom's grilled chicken, verified safe ingredients, and I was sick within 4 hours. A day later, back to Grandma's, full recovery. 4 days later, the water test. I drank only tap water at home, nothing else, and had a delayed reaction. Bleeding started 36 hours later. Physical evidence documented. June the 8th. Cookie tin was compromised. I photographed all my locks daily since June the 1st, and this one was relocked differently. It was facing the opposite direction, and I ate one cookie. ER visit by midnight with eternal hemorrhaging. June the 14th, pantry cabinet forensics. Padlock was bent outward and force applied from inside. Wood splinters on the interior floor and fresh tool marks on the screw heads. Paint was transferred onto the lock body. Red matches Tyler's toolbox. June the 15th, documented residue patterns. 7 ceramic items with identical white rings at liquid lines, pattern only on items I use. My mug, my cereal bowl, my spoon. Mom's items were clean. And, well, June the 18th, salt and sugar canisters. Sticky residue was under the lids. Fingerprint powder, my own kit, showed prints not matching family members. Later discovered Terry wears nitrile gloves for eczema. He has no eczema diagnosis. The escalation was Mom, aka Donna, started getting sick after defending me. Her symptoms were different from mine. It was neurological, tremors, confusion, word-finding programs, and it just started June the 10th, 2 days after she told Terry to, quote, leave Jerome alone about Germany. I found this in Terry's browser history. He doesn't know about session restoration. How long before chronic illness stops travel? Grounds for scholarship revocation, Germany. Intestinal conditions that prevent flying. Power of attorney, adult-child medical decisions. Tyler isn't just complicit, he's documenting. Found his phone unlocked June the 16th and saw a noted that was titled Timeline. First dose delivered. Increased concentration successful. Cookie tin backup plan activated. Water supply compromised per T instruction. Okay, so June 20th, I receive an email from Kentucky-Germany Academic Exchange Initiative. Upon review of your medical disclosure, we have concerns about your fitness to complete the program. Guys, I've actually never made medical disclosures to them. Email headers show it originated from some sort of VPN. Writing pattern analysis, I ran it through 3 different tools and it matches Terry's emails at 87% confidence. Yeah. So, June the 22nd. My teaching position for fail, backup income, suddenly, quote, eliminated due to restructuring. Department chair seemed confused when I called, said the email did not come from him. And 3 days later, my bank called about suspicious activity on my education loan application. Somebody had called claiming to be me, trying to get it canceled. Yeah, caller ID spoofed to show my number, and the discoveries that changed everything, and the reason I'm posting this, there was a hidden microphone in Mom's bedroom, Amazon Basic models purchased on Terry's Prime account on May the 27th, 1 day before I announced Germany. Receipt from agricultural supplement in Terry's car photographed, $47.99 for something called Crop Guard Plus. I googled it, it's not for crops. It's a heavy metal-based pesticide banned for residential use and requires commercial applicator license, and Terry doesn't have one. So, Tyler's work schedule, verified July 3rd. He took personal days on May 30th, June 3rd, June the 8th, June the 17th. Every single date I had a major reaction. It seemed he wasn't at work. So what finally broke me? I found Mom's journal July the 5th, and she's been documenting too. There was an excerpt I'll read. Terry asked if Jerome had good life insurance. When I asked why, he said, quote, just thinking about his future. Jerome doesn't have life insurance, and I'm scared to tell him. If I leave, Terry gets everything in the divorce, Kentucky law. Jerome needs that money for Germany. I must stay with him for now. So, the current situation I'm in. There's a living rotation between Jake's couch, my friend from undergrad, 2 other friends, and occasionally Becca's. Becca had her locks changed and installed cameras after Terry showed up at 3 a.m, concerned about Jerome while I wasn't even there. Mom still goes home but brings all food from outside. She's developed a sudden lactose intolerance. She's not lactose intolerant, just to avoid Terry's cooking. Yeah, a lie. And Tina, Mom's sister, hired a private investigator, and he found Terry purchasing 3 more microphones and something called a GPS asset tracker on June the 30th. It's getting weirder. Police say without direct evidence of Terry putting substance in food, it's a family matter. Suggested I just try family counseling, like, are you kidding me? So here is the ultimate question. My escape routes are closing. Scholarship threatened, loaned in jeopardy, health deteriorating, mom developing neurological symptoms. Do I stay and fight this with law enforcement who seriously don't care? Or take what money I can access and run to Germany anyways? Aunt Tina says she has a plan but won't tell me details. Says plausible deniability. What would you do when your own father is systematically poisoning you to keep you from leaving the house? Guys, I am looking forward to every single comment. Comment number 1 from the original post says, registered nurse here. Get hair follicle testing immediately. They showed 90-day poisoning history. Legally admissible. Also, Crop Guard Plus. It contains a lot of compounds of thallium. It matches your symptoms exactly. By the way, this is attempted murder. Comment 2 says the browser history plus purchase receipts plus timeline equals conspiracy. Contact the FBI, not local cops. Crossing state lines for poison makes it federal. Also document Terry's life insurance policies. I bet you're the beneficiary. Comment 3 says, I'm a attorney here in Kentucky. I need you to file emergency protective order today. KRS 456.010 covers cohabitant abuse. Also, contact German consulate. They can expedite visa under exceptional circumstances. You can DM me for pro bono help. And the final comment says, your aunt has the right idea. Sometimes the only way to stop someone like this is to make them fear consequences more than they desire control. Don't ask her plan, just be ready to leave within 24 hours notice. Cross-posted, same day, an hour after the original. Am I the a-hole for secretly recording my father's confession to poison me? Guys, this cross-post was posted just an hour after the main post, and it has a little more additional info. Hey, I'm 25 and male. I've been documenting my father Terry poisoning me to prevent my move to Germany for graduate school. Today, my aunt and uncle confronted him while I hid in the pantry with my phone recording. He didn't know that I was there, and on the recording, Terry admits to, quote, adding supplements to help with Jerome's condition, but insisted they were vitamins and minerals. When my uncle asked why I got more sick, Terry just said sometimes the body rejects help. It's not my fault he's weak. Then my aunt plays her card. She had the white residue tested and told him exactly what was in it. I can't really type it here because now it's a legal issue. And Terry's response was, you can't prove I put that there. And the aunt said no, but Tyler can. Long silence was in the air, and Terry says Tyler would not betray family, and my aunt said Tyler already did. He came to me yesterday. Well, this was a lie. Tyler hasn't flipped, but Terry doesn't know that. So Terry broke. Not like a full confession, but close. He said, I was trying to keep him home. You don't understand what it's like to watch your son choose strangers in another country over his family. The supplements were meant to delay things, make him reconsider. It wasn't supposed to be permanent. Oh, and my uncle chimes in and says, well, what about Donna's symptoms? Oh, Donna needs to remember her place. She was encouraging him, Terry says. I have this entire conversation on record. Crystal clear audio, and my lawyer says Kentucky is a one-party consent state for recording, but using it could destroy any remaining family relationships. My mom doesn't know about the recording yet. She still has to live with him until we can get her somewhere safe. If I use this recording, Terry's going to lose his job. He works for the county. His reputation, he's a deacon, and possibly his freedom. But if I don't use it, I might die. Tyler's now texting me constantly saying I'm overreacting, Dad loves you, don't destroy the family. Extended family is split. Half think that I should handle this privately, and the other half are Googling criminal lawyers for me. So, am I the a-hole for recording him without his knowledge and planning to use it against him? Top comments from the cross post. Comment 1 says, not the a-hole. This is evidence of attempted murder, not a family squabble. Use it. Comment 2. Not the a-hole. I'm a deacon's wife. What your father did is evil. Hidden behind religious respectability. Expose him. Update number 1. The day we thought we won, everything flipped. Tyler wasn't just helping Terry, he was the architect. Since my last post, I've been hiding while building a legal case, and here's what's unraveled. I played the recording for Mom through her sister. Mom's response broke me. She says, I know. I've known since June. I found the receipts, but if I leave now, I get nothing. Kentucky divorce law. I need you to get to Germany first, and then I'll leave. She's been playing along to protect my exit strategy. 4 days later was the Tyler revelation. PI discovered Tyler works part-time for a chemical supply company, has access to restricted substances, and has a commercial applicator license that Terry does not have. Yeah, found Tyler's real journal in his gym bag when he came back to, quote, check on Mom. Detailed poisoning scheduling dating on April, before my Crohn's diagnosis. Different substances for different effects, and it was a note left that said, J is more resistant than expected, and D is responding as planned. Cognitive decline is noticeable. So here's the kicker. Once J is medically disqualified and D is institutionalized, trust transfers to competent family members. T doesn't know about the full trust value. It's $400,000 from grandmother's estate that he never disclosed. And then on July 15th, the federal investigation was opened. FBI gets involved after the recording, plus Tyler's journal, plus the chemical evidence. And agents' exact words were this: "This is the most sophisticated family poisoning case I've personally worked on. Your brother has a chemistry degree, right?" He does. I forgot Tyler majored in chemistry before switching to business. 3 days later, the scholarship Sabotage, and it was uncovered. Remember my canceled scholarship? So the PI traced the emails, and they came from Tyler's work computer. He'd been corresponding with the program for weeks, pretending to be my medical advocate, sending falsified medical records showing progressive neurological decline. But here's the thing. The Germany program coordinator got suspicious. She's been saving everything, waiting for me to contact her directly. The scholarship is still mine if I can get there. 4 days later, Mom's neurological results. See, Mom had a brain MRI. It showed early changes consistent with heavy metal exposure. Reversible if caught now. Permanent if continues for 6 more months. She refuses to leave yet. She still insisted I get to Germany first. 3 days later was the house discovery. Now we're on July 25th. Aunt Tina broke into the basement while Terry was at work, found commercial-grade locked freezer with biometric locks, and the box was labeled J Phase 3 and D Final. Terry will be printed and signed, and, well, the will's going to be there, July the 1st, leaving everything to Tyler. So I sent the photos to my FBI Connect, and just a few days later was the escape. Mom's been moving money for months, small amounts to an account Terry doesn't even know exists. She has $22,000 saved up, and she gave me the card yesterday. She said, "Take it all, go tomorrow, and do not look back." Becca liquidated bonds that she's hidden from everyone, which was $31,000, and she said, "Your grandfather would want you to be safe." Tina started a GoFundMe without my knowledge, which went viral. Raised about $18,000 in 3 days from extended family and Mom's church friends mainly, the ones who know the truth. And, well, July 30th, which brings us to today. Tyler texted me this morning. "Dad's getting impatient, might need to accelerate the timeline. You should really come home for dinner tonight, Mom misses you." Mom didn't send that message through Tyler, she has her own phone. FBI says they need 2 more weeks for the warrants, and I don't think I have 2 weeks. Flight to Hamburg leaves in 72 hours. I have a ticket. Do I run now or do I wait for justice? I'll look forward to your comments down below. Top comments from the first update says, "Hey, I'm a former federal agent here. You need to go. Justice can happen whether you're in Germany or not. FBI can extradite if needed, and Tyler's acceleration comment is a direct threat." Comment 2 says, "Hey, chemistry PhD. Phase 3 and final are exactly what you think they mean. This is planned murder. Leave now." Comment 3. German visa attorney. Contact consulate today with FBI case number. You qualify for expedited humanitarian protection. Can complete studies while case proceeds. That brings us to update number 2, which is going to be the final update of the story, and we're going to figure out exactly what went down. Hey guys, I'm writing this from Hamburg. I made it out, but Mom didn't. August the 1st, the last day. Tyler and Terry came to Becca's at 4 a.m. I was sleeping on the couch. Woke to Tyler's hand on my shoulder and Terry holding car keys. Family emergency, Mom's in the hospital. Becca appeared with her shotgun. "No, she's not. I just called her. Get out." Tyler pulled out his phone, showed a photo of Mom was unconscious on the kitchen floor, timestamp 3:47 in the morning. "She's still breathing," Terry said. "How long depends on you coming home?" August the 1st, 4:23 in the morning. The long drive. So I had FBI on speaker in my pocket and Becca driving behind us and Tina meeting us at the house with paramedics that she called claiming chest pains at that address. Walked into the house and Mom was on the floor conscious, but she's been playing like she was out. She winked at me when Terry wasn't looking. Terry handed me a glass of milk and said, "Drink this and we'll call the ambulance." So obviously I pretended to drink it, then accidentally dropped it. Yeah, glass shattered, milk splattered on Terry's shoes, and he exploded. Started screaming about respect, about family, about betrayal, and Tyler just quietly locked the doors. And that's when Mom stood up. She was wearing a wire for 3 weeks. FBI and state police burst in as Tyler was pulling something from his pocket. It was a syringe. He tried to inject himself. I guess he was trying to get rid of himself. But the officers stopped him. Terry just stood there, milk still dripping from his shoes as they read him his rights, and, well, that's where I'm at now. August the 2nd was the absolute haul of the evidence. FBI. They found 47 different substances in the basement freezer. Detailed logs going back 2 years. I've been sick long before diagnosis. Life insurance policies on me totaling $500,000 purchased incrementally. And Mom's care facility commitment papers pre-signed by a doctor, which was a friend of Terry's. And my death certificate template on Tyler's computer waiting for a date. So, August the 3rd, the next day. Tyler broke in custody. Full confession. But here's what no one expected. This wasn't their first time. Terry's mother died of a mysterious illness in 2018, and his brother died of chronic fatigue in 2020. Both left money to Terry, and Tyler learned from watching Terry they were planning to expand, and Tina was next, then Becca. August the 5th. FBI said I could leave, case would proceed without me, and Mom drove me to the airport. At security, she handed me an envelope and she said, "Do not open it until the wheels are up." Inside was a photo of her and Becca at the house with a sold sign. The note said, "We're following you in October. Already applied for tourist visas and Tina's coming too. We're going to be the most embarrassing American tourist Germany has ever seen. Learn to say, 'That's my mom,' in German." August the 8th, from Hamburg. Started class yesterday, told my story to the international student coordinator, and she cried. Then she said, "You're safe now, so focus on your healing." Terry and Tyler both denied bail. Flight risk and danger to community, the judge said. Mom's neurological symptoms are improving, and the house sold for $200,000, which was a lot more than asking price. It was a bidding war. Everybody wanted to help. August the 11th, which is today. Tyler sent a letter through his lawyer, wants to apologize, and wants me to understand that he was sick too. I didn't even read past the first line. Terry hasn't said a word since the full arrest, full catatonic state. Mom texted this morning, "Learned how to say my son is a survivor in German." I'm not even going to attempt to say it, but practiced on the cashier at Kroger, she said. She was confused but supportive. So the ending, that's actually a beginning. I'm in trauma therapy twice a week. PTSD is real. Trust issues are real, but so is freedom. My Crohn's in complete remission since leaving. It turns out I never even had it. Every single symptom was poisoning. 2 years of torture for control that was never theirs to have. But here I am in Hamburg and alive. And, well, to me, that's all that really matters. Guys, thank you for all the updates, all the concern, all the comments, and especially the help with the GoFundMe. Final top comments on the story. Federal prosecutor here with the evidence described. They're looking at life sentences, multiple murder attempts, 2 possible successful. You did everything right. Comment 2. This is why we document stuff in America. You saved your life and your mother's life with evidence. Your story will help others recognize the pattern. Comment 4. Tyler wanted you to understand is classic abuser logic. No contact forever is the only response. Proud of you for not reading it.